Selling puts is a common income strategy that can also be used to purchase stock. In this video, we'll talk about how to enter and manage a short put trade. Selling puts is an income technique that can be used to generate short-term cash flows. When you sell to open a put option, you're agreeing to buy the stock at the strike price of the put. Understanding that obligation is key to understanding how to construct the trade. When selling a put, you're collecting a premium to enter the contract, and that premium is where the potential profit comes from. Since your profit is determined by how much it will cost you to exit the trade, it makes sense that you'll probably want the option premium to drop in value as quickly as possible. For this reason, most put sellers sell out of the money options with a short time remaining until expiration. Typically, but not always, 45 days or less. Selecting the strike price can be very simple, but it's easy to overthink or overcomplicate the process. When selling a put, ask yourself, what price would I be okay paying for this stock? Keep in mind that things can change very quickly in the market. For example, if you saw a stock that was trading for $50, you may think to yourself, well, I'm okay paying $40 a share for this. But if overnight the stock dropped to $30, would you still be okay with paying $40 for it? If the answer is no, then selling a put is probably not the right strategy for you. You must be willing to take ownership of the stock if you sell a put. Selling a put is a short-term strategy that requires a fundamentally bullish long-term outlook. The cost of selling a cash-secured put is the amount of money required to purchase the shares at the strike price of the put. For example, if you sold a $20 strike put and ended up being assigned the stock, it would cost you $20 per share to buy the stock. On a standard option contract, that'd be $20 times 100 shares, or $2,000. So your cost to sell the put would be $2,000. The margin requirement for selling a naked put may vary from stock to stock and can change depending on market conditions. Typically, the margin requirement looks something like this. Again, the margin requirement may be different for different underlying securities and may change depending on market conditions. The most you can make whenever you sell a put is the premium that you receive. The most you can lose is the strike price minus the premium received. Let's look at an example trade. Here we have a stock trading for just under $290. Johnny is bullish on the stock overall and would like to sell a put just below support at $280. Johnny pulls up an option chain and sees that the 280 strike put has a current bid price of $6.80. If he sells that put, he'll bring in $6.80 per share, and that is his maximum profit potential. Johnny is selling this put in a margin account, and he wants to know how much this trade will cost him. Let's use the standard formula to figure this out. 20% of the underlying price less the amount out of the money plus the premium received equals $56.04 per share. That means Johnny will need to put aside $5,604 per contract to place this trade. The potential return on margin cost for this trade is just over 12%. To calculate the break-even on this trade, subtract the premium received from the strike price of the sold option. In this trade, that's $273.20 per share. The worst case scenario in this trade is if the stock goes to zero. In that case, Johnny would lose $273.20 per share, or $27,320. That's highly unlikely to occur, but it can't be completely dismissed, and Johnny should position size accordingly. Johnny's okay with the potential risks and rewards and places this trade. Managing the sold put can be done multiple ways. One common way is to just let the put expire. This approach makes the most sense if your goal is to eventually purchase the stock. If the put is in the money at expiration by even 1 cent, It will be exercised, and you'll end up purchasing the stock at the strike price of the sold put. You'll also keep the entire premium you received for the trade. If the put expires out of the money, then nothing happens, and you keep the premium you received for selling the put. Another way to manage a sold put is to buy it back when most of the extrinsic value is gone. This approach makes it far less likely that you'll get assigned, and it's more of an income approach as opposed to a stock buying approach. Remember, anytime you sell an option, there is a chance it could get exercised. Always be aware of your contractual rights and your contractual obligations when entering an option trade. Selling puts is an income technique that can be used to generate short-term cash flows and can also be used to purchase stock.